What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Lewis, and on today's video we're going to talk about the controversy that's going around the USBC right now regarding urethane bowling balls. This video is going to be a lot of discussion here. We are going to get on the lanes with these urethane and, as my friend Jordan Katz calls them, urethane adjacent bowling balls. So before we get into any of those details, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would super appreciate it. EFX.co, promo code Napoles10 for the jerseys, and link in the description for the chamois. Also, huge shout out to Jerry Francomino at Sunset Station for accommodating us. He laid out a 35-foot 2025 cheetah oil pattern, which is like 36 mils. I didn't even realize that. So I don't know if these balls are even gonna look good on this pattern, but shout out, thank you, I appreciate it. It's always appreciated. All right, so the USBC recently put out on Facebook, which I'll put a picture up right here, but I am going to read it. It says, over the past several months, USBC has conducted research, engaged in third-party working group of technical experts and key stakeholders, and held a formal comment period with bowling ball manufacturers to address concerns about urethane bowling balls and their impact on competition. So these were some of their concerns, right? Lane pattern integrity, where urethane balls can alter lane patterns more quickly, disrupting the intended lane pattern design and creating imbalances between different styles of players, sorry. That's the one that I'm really gonna harp on the most. But they also talked about competitive fairness, player development concerns, you know, people relying on urethane, and all this kind of stuff, which, you know, if you want to pause, you can read it. The lane pattern integrity, you know, that's the one that really bothered me the most, because when we look at like basketball, for example, saying that you're going to ban urethane bowling balls because they're changing the pattern in a non-intended way is like saying, hey, in basketball, we're going to raise the rim to 11 feet because it's not designed, we don't want people to be dunking. That's not the design intent. So because of that, we are going to change the rim to 11 feet. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Now, if you want to ban urethane because they continually get softer over time or anything like that, like, give me a more valid reason other than some BS like that. For me, I am all for throw urethane. And listen, some bowlers are better with urethane than others. I can agree with that. But also, some bowlers are better with giant asymmetric solids than others. It's just, it's the nature of the beast. You know, like, if you're a super high rev rate player, you're gonna excel more with urethane. But guess what? If you're a more down and in player, you might excel a little bit more with bigger asymmetric balls with a lot of surface. There's just give and takes. And, you know, like, they keep calling it the sport of bowling, USBC. And the more and more that I see these posts out there, like, it's really just a game. And this is the one I think that triggered me the most. I'll put it on screen here as well. It's a poll that was sent to people who have bowled nationals, right? So I did not bowl nationals this year because I refused to go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So I didn't get this poll, right? It says, what should USBC do about urethane bowling balls in certified competitions? And there was 5 options. Allow urethane with tighter specifications, right, like the 78 hardness. Ban urethane from all USBC certified competition. Ban urethane from USBC national tournaments only. Continue allowing urethane, no changes needed. Or this doesn't affect me, I'm not concerned about the topic. But how come we haven't had a question saying, what should we do about the 11 p.m. squad times? Right, like, if I'm on vacation for bowling, I don't want to be bowling till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and then have a 7 a.m. squad the next day. Right, like, it doesn't, a lot of the situations that the USBC is putting out, it doesn't make sense, and it doesn't seem like it's for the bowlers. Like, why should we be going backwards? Right, and I get it, urethane balls came out a very, very, very long time ago. But I don't think that bowling is in a position where we should be restricting stuff, right? All more for it. And then, you know, the reliance on urethane, like, I get it, but I don't think that's the end. You know, like, if you don't want people to throw urethane, like, make patterns longer and more volume. I don't know. Or the complete opposite, like if you make patterns really, really short and not a lot of volume, are people gonna throw urethane balls? Like if I'm bowling on a pattern that has like 12 mils, I'm not throwing urethane. I mean, I don't know that I'd throw anything that we currently have. You know, as the cover stocks get stronger and stronger, what are we doing to combat that? I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm just a guy who bowls league. It don't affect me at all. If urethane balls get banned, no sweat off my back. Like I'm not being affected whatsoever. You know, but when I do bowl a tournament, like, hey, I like throwing these urethane balls. I like throwing these microcell balls that are like, you know, urethane adjacent or whatever, or urethane-like motion. I like throwing these kind of balls, but they get banned, no sweat off my back. And listen, I've heard that from a manufacturer standpoint, it's cheaper for them to make reactive balls than it is to make urethane balls. So from a manufacturer standpoint, it makes sense to ban urethane. They're gonna save money. But give us real reasons, not just because, oh, unfair lane play, competitive advantage, blah, 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 blah. Because it's not like everyone can't throw urethane. Everyone has access to the urethane balls. It's not like only the elite players have access to urethane balls. Everyone can have access to them. Now you're saying that because EJ Tackett or Jason Belmonte or any, pick your favorite high rev rate player, that because they have really good ball roll and their rev rate is so high that it's unfair to someone who doesn't have a high rev rate? Well, yeah, I mean, they put in the work to develop their game. You see what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, this rant has gone on far enough. We're gonna be here at Sunset Station on lane 1 on a fresh 2025 cheetah oil pattern, which again, I'll put on screen right here. It's 36 mils, which is very, very heavy. I didn't realize it was this much volume. So I don't know how good, if any, these balls are gonna look, but I brought 3 different bowling balls. They're all urethane or urethane-like, or like Jordan Katz says, urethane adjacent. The purple tank is a urethane bowling ball. The blue tank is the early version of microcell polymer, where it was, at the early stages of microcell, they were very, very different than urethane. And then there's the Tank Rampage Pearl, which is the newest microcell cover, which is very similar to urethane. So we got urethane, close to urethane, really not urethane at all, but similar to urethane. We're gonna throw a few shots here, nothing crazy, but let me know in the comments, like, what's your take on this urethane thing? My official take, my official stance is that I believe that it should not be banned. I believe that they should continue to make urethane balls, and if you wanna use urethane, use it. Because there's been times where I've seen where people threw urethane an entire tournament and finished dead last. And I've also seen tournaments where people threw reactive resin the whole block and won the tournament, where other people threw urethane. Like, it's give and take, it's knowing your equipment, and I think they're putting too much stock in the elite players who have worked hard to develop their game. So, yeah, rant over and subscribe. Please, pretty please. All right, so first shot here coming up. We'll start in the blue tank, which is the least like urethane, and then we'll work into the one that's the most like urethane. So I just got done warming up. You know, it's hooking, so it's like my brain is telling me to move left, but really I think I need to move right. So we're gonna start at like, you know, like, I don't know, 17, and try to play as straight as possible. And see what this looks like here. Yeah, and I think this one is gonna hook the most anyway, because it's not urethane, right? It's the early microcell covers, which like just really did not mimic urethane that much. And you know, the surface on these is like, I think like 2000 or 1000, and I didn't have a 500 pad, so I really should have just gotten a 500 pad just so that I could get these to really slow down. Because I think that's gonna be a really big issue also, is that at the end of the pattern, they have too much energy still. But no big deal. I think that shot was okay. The line was okay. You know, maybe we can take a step back and try to speed it up a little bit, but retaining a lot of our characteristics here. Yeah, so that one, I'm like this blue tank, I'm probably gonna have to move left a little bit, and we'll revisit the blue tank, because again, it's one that I'm really not gonna throw in this pattern, because even though it's urethane-like, it's not urethane. So we'll reset this. And you can tell just by looking at that ball what it's doing down lane. Like, it is hooking a ton. Also guys, just a little pro tip. If you're ever throwing urethane, you really want to wipe the oil off the ball. The best chamois to do it, as you know, is the 500 grit chamois. So this is the Tank Rampage Pearl here. Oh! They're almost a blower 710, but you can see that is a pretty good motion. Definitely better motion than the blue tank, for sure. There's really no argument really to be made there. So it'll come back here. You know, you can tell that it's still not urethane, but you can see that it's much earlier, much slower response. All of these balls have the same layout as well. So we're gonna make a small move here, see if we can kick out the 10 pin. Hey, got that a little bit in, but I'm definitely in the right spot. So just going from the blue, not urethane, early microcell ball, to the Tank Rampage Pearl, which is a more modern microcell cover, which mimics urethane a little bit more. You can see a little bit of that difference. Now we're gonna go to the purple tank, which, you know, is urethane. You know, if you look on the website, it says urethane. But it wouldn't surprise me if this is still microcell. You know what I mean? All right, so we'll go to the same spot that we were at with the Tank Rampage Pearl. Let's see what this looks like. Whoa, that one actually, like, that one kind of hooked. I thought I threw that pretty good. I'm not sure if I missed left, but that one like kind of hooked. Let me, or if I missed slow, that could be the answer too. I might have missed slow, but that did not slow down nearly as much as the Tank Rampage Pearl. And it could just be that this is urethane from 5 years ago, versus the Tank Rampage Pearl is a little bit more modern. But I really think I could have benefited from more surface on all of these balls. So let's go back to that same spot and really not miss slow and see what this looks like. Yeah. So it must have been a slow thing, because that looked really good. I mean, a few shots with each. If I had to rank them, I think the Tank Rampage Pearl still might be number one. Really close second is that purple tank. Blue tank just, I think it hooks too much down lane. We'll throw the blue one more time with that same speed as we did that purple, and see what that looks like. Because I thought that was a pretty good shot. See it? That's a brutal 10 pin. But this is the case. I mean, when you throw urethane, you're gonna 10 pin. But listen, I'd rather 10 pin than whatever that split was before. Yeah, you know, I think it could be a speed thing. Brian, I had 5 people text me about that video when I was like, hey, did you watch that shot? You said, yeah. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you didn't. Dude, it's so funny. So, off that wrap 10, we'll move one left, which I don't want to do, because I feel like with all these urethane balls, I should be moving right. But when I wrap a 10 that violently, Oh, that might gutter. Oh, yeah. This ain't urethane. I thought that was gonna gutter. That ain't urethane. See the way that comes off of it? So for the rest of this video, I only have like 3 minutes left on the scores. Brian, can you do me a favor? Can you call and ask if they can put more time on here? Or over there, whatever you want. All right. Tank Rampage Pearl. Man, that blue tank hooks like crazy. You know, I picked this up used thanks to my buddy Ricky. And I'm gonna throw that on a house shot just to see. So, Tank Rampage Pearl here. Wow, see, I got that one fast. Not fast, but the same speed that I threw the blue tank and the purple tank, and it really did not hook. That leads me to believe this is probably the weakest cover. Because I thought I threw that pretty good, and I'll know more again once I watch the footage. But I can't throw a shot good off my hand in 2.4810. That means that it was too fast. That means that it was probably too fast. So let's go to our normal speed with the Tank Rampage Pearl. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, perfect. Yeah, he gave us more time. The whole time I was setting up, doing the intro, they were letting the time run and I forgot. Hey, that almost Messenger 710 would have been nice. We'll throw one more with this one, then we'll go back to the purple tank. Pretty little baby. All right, same spot again here. Oh, I missed left. Carry that. Missed left by a mile. Make sure that's still good. Yeah, right? You can't be afraid to gutter. All right, purple tank. Again. Yeah, I think that one is going to end up looking the best because that one hooks where it needs to hook and it stops where it needs to stop. And that's the only one that's true urethane. I think that one's going to end up being the best. We'll throw one more with the purple and one more with the Tank Rampage Pearl, and then we'll wrap this up. And then let me know in the comments which one of these three you think looked the best. Now look, as the lanes transition, and you know, maybe I need to move in, I think something like the blue tank could possibly look okay. But for the fresh, Tank Rampage Pearl, purple tank for me. Oh, I missed that. Yeah. I missed that at the bottom. Now, I don't think any of these are 78 hardness. So none of these I'd even be able to throw on a PBA tournament. I'm talking strictly just like a local tournament, yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? But I bowl maybe one regional a year, and I'm probably gonna skip the one this year as I continue to learn and develop how to be a two-hander. Just make sure this is still okay. So this will be the last shot with the Tank Rampage Pearl anyway. I don't want to throw a million misses. I really want to end it with the purple tank. God, that one, like, I really got to be super sensitive with my speed on that Tank Rampage Pearl. And I think that as I've progressed in this video, my favorite one is not even close. It's this purple tank. At the beginning, Tank Rampage Pearl's closer, but it's a little too clean. And you know, they're microcell. They're not designed to be urethane. They're supposed to mimic urethane, but not quite be urethane. So hopefully here, last shot of the video. Hook a lot. 2A10. Hey, this is why we do one takes. Because I could chop this up, bull here for 3 hours, and only show you perfect strikes and be like, urethane's the greatest thing ever. When the reality is that there's no such thing as the greatest thing ever. Bowling balls are tools, and you have to know how to use the tools. And USBC, if you're watching, which I know you're not, but if you are, you can't punish people for being good at using tools. That doesn't make sense. It makes no sense to say, you're really good at using this tool, we're gonna take it away from you for the sake of everyone else who can't use it. That's stupid. Doesn't make sense. All right, last shot of the video here. This is for Chad Murphy, this shot right here. I should just gutter it. Yeah, it would make sense that I 2A10 for Chad Murphy. And you know, he's just, I don't know him. He's just the face of the USBC. You know what I mean? Yeah, this pattern is starting to stretch out a little bit. We'll let this purple come back. So maybe I could dial back that speed a little bit. Or I can move right, get closer to the friction. All right. Now, last shot of the video. We're gonna move a little bit right here. Woo! Urethane's a cheat code, baby. Yo, that last shot was nasty.